Hi, my name is Sara Wilson. I am a professional teacher, competition judge, and choreographer, and this is my soul talk. When I started walking, my toes were like pigeon-toed, and I used to have to wear, my ankles rolled in all the way. I had no arches in my feet. And so the doctor told my parents to put me in dance because I had to wear special shoes, and I used to have to sleep in these special shoes even. And so my parents put me in dance at the insistence of my pediatrician, and and it's been nonstop since. And now I'm about to be 38, and so it's been 36 years of dance. And as I got older, we found out I have scoliosis, so the doctor said put her in more ballet to avoid surgery. And so my parents put me in more ballet. I was fortunate in that my parents were financially able to do so. And so I started more ballet. And then when I was 10, we found out I have a small heart issue. And so the doctor said dance is keeping her heart nice and strong, and dance is her saving grace. And then, if I'm going to be completely honest, probably about 6, 7, maybe 8 years ago, I was diagnosed with depression. And the doctor said that my job, this is back when I was a full-time dance teacher, high school drill team director, which I loved. The doctor said that dance was literally keeping me sane. It was bringing out like those happy hormones and those endorphins that kept me happy. And he said, you've got to keep it in your life. It's keeping you actually sane. And so dance has literally saved my life in more ways than one. Who knows what it would be like without dance? I don't really know when the exact moment was that I knew I had to have dance as my profession. I've just kind of always loved it. But I do remember when I was in 3rd grade, I remember vividly, like it was yesterday, that as a 3rd grader, I told my elementary school teacher that I wanted to go to UT and I wanted to dance. And I worked crazy, crazy hard to get into UT academically. And I worked insanely hard to get into the dance department. There was only 15 BFA dance majors the year I graduated. And I was one of those 15 out of 50,000 kids. I was one of the 15 that graduated that year. So as a little 3rd grader, I knew I had to go to UT and I had to dance. But I didn't, my plan was to go to LA or New York and dance professionally. But that just wasn't in the cards for me. I met my husband and I knew he was the one. And deep down, I also knew that I wasn't good enough. But when I went to auditions in Dallas for things around the Dallas area, people saw that I had whatever the choreography was, and people would ask me to help them during the breaks. And I would always get cut, but those people always made the team. And so at that moment, when this kept happening over and over and over again, I was like, you know what? I'm not meant to perform. I'm meant to teach. I'm meant to help others perform. And so that was another light bulb. Even though I love dancing myself, there's nothing like the feeling of helping someone else reach that goal and seeing them up on a stage or whatever that platform is and being like, man, I helped get that person there. Now I have my own little biz called Dance Services by Sara. And I get the honor and the privilege of going around to wherever hires me to come out. It's a lot of high schools. Sometimes it's private studios. And I get to go give master technique classes. I get to go set choreography. I get to go judge their tryouts and their officer tryouts. Sometimes I'll go in and help them clean their routines. So now I get to go just, share my love of dance with as many young, lovely dancers as I can. And I also judge for crowd pleasers. And so I'm a competition judge, which it's all kind of come about because of that. And how I got into Dance Services by Sara is I was a drill team director for 9 years. And when I had my second kid, I took a year off from I resigned from my job and started my son in kindergarten, had my daughter, moved to a new house and all this stuff. My husband asked me to take just a year off just until we get settled with everything. And that was the worst year of my entire life. It was the most depressed I've ever been. I felt like I lost who I was because that was the only time that dance has not been in my life. And I was miserable. So then after a year, my husband's like, I can see that you're really unhappy. How about you get back into it? And I was like, how am I going to do that? Well, then one of my friends who's a drill team director hired me to come and work with her team and give them a technique masterclass. And then she told one of her friends about me. And so they hired me to come in. And then that director told two of her friends. And so they both hired me to come in. And then one of the studio owners where I'm teaching now, Top Flight Dance, saw me teaching and said, hey, you know, we would really like to have what you do in our studio. And so I now teach a drill team technique class at Top Flight. This is my third year over there, and I love it. And so then they saw me teach. So they brought me in there, and then more and more students started kind of hearing about me over there. And so now more high schools have hired me to come out, and so it's been 100% word of mouth. I haven't sent anything, I haven't done anything, but just do me and do what I love, and it's been people just talking about me. My biggest challenges have been, honestly, my body. Like, in all honesty, like I could see my entire life, I could see choreography done once or twice and I would have it, but it wouldn't always go through my body and look good. And I don't know if that's my scoliosis. I don't know if it's my lack of flexibility or my lack of strength. I don't know why. I don't know if it's my mind-body connection, but like I could see in my head what I needed to have it do, and it would never look right on my body. And so that's been my biggest challenge. I've been able to overcome that challenge by looking at what my strengths are. Back when I was still dancing, I would work insanely hard. I practiced so much in front of a mirror. I would have my friends watch me and correct me. So it just took a lot of practice. I took Pilates a lot to help that mind-body connection. I'm very fortunate in that I had teachers growing up, and my college professors were always very communicative with me as far as what I needed to do. And so Pilates helped a lot, actually, because it helped me learn how to engage my core properly. And because I've got both kinds of scoliosis, so I'm kind of got it doubly bad. But it kind of helped me realize where my strengths lie, and being able to break down choreography for anybody. From getting that knowledge about my own body helped me see other people and their bodies and how they needed to do things within their own selves to help them be able to. It made me a better teacher, which I think is my true calling. My biggest career tips would be to be kind and to be encouraging and be supportive of everybody. There's no need for nastiness, for smack talking. There's no need for that. If you see someone that you admire, or if you see someone do something good, tell them. If you like someone's work, tell them. It doesn't always have to be competitive, because the people who have the good attitudes and who share the love will get more work that way, as opposed to being one of the, I don't know how else to say it, but as opposed to being one of the nasty people that's always like, well, like always running their mouths about other people. It's not everything has to be so cutthroat and so competitive. Things can be encouraging. Like, there's plenty of work for everyone, and whether you're performing or teaching or whatever you're doing, there's plenty of work. And if you don't get a gig or a job, then that wasn't the job or the gig meant for you. There's no need to cut down other people. So just be supportive, be encouraging, and just applaud everybody else. And I will leave you with this. I always tell everyone in my classes, you do you, boo-boo, meaning do what you need to do for you. Don't worry about what everybody else is doing. If someone else is hitting a quad and you're, just aiming for that double that day, that's fine. If someone else is, beast mode at hip hop and you're a ballerina, that's totally okay. You do what you've got to do for you. It's your body, it's your life, it's you. You do you.